can discuss them immediately following this meeting, but not in a public forum.
Are there pilots for all your planes?
Sir, we're a couple thousand pilots short. Most of those are on the staff. The prioritization has gone to the flying units, but we are not 100% across our United States Air Force.
So you got planes that don't have pilots? Is that what you're saying?
Sir, I'm not saying that. The line units are manned close to 100%. The staff, a lot less so.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but in my previous life, I was a fire chief of the city of Miami, and I had a certain number of firefighters. And I would have been fired if I would have had firefighters sitting in my fire station without a vehicle to jump on to fight fires and do other stuff that we had to do. And so I'm really concerned about the fact that we have sailors and maybe pilots and stuff that don't, if we had to, there's not a combat vehicle, either a ship or a plane or a tank, that they may not get into, because the expense, a big part of the expense of the armed services, or any service actually, is the personnel. And so the state of readiness is concerning to me. And the state of readiness and the fact that we have people who are paying for, that we may not have the right equipment for them to be utilized when we need them. Some people here are they're saying that, our fighting men and women are stressed, et cetera. And I appreciate that, but that's what they signed up for. It's like somebody saying, gee, I'm really sorry you have to fight a fire. All right, well, that's what I signed up for. And gee, I had another fire, but gee, that's what I signed up for. All right? And so I expect our fighting men and women to be equipped, have the best equipment possible, but when the United States needs them, that they're actually able to fight. And the fact that our state of readiness, especially it looks like in the Navy, is so deficient is really alarming to me. And so I don't know what it is that we need to do in order to get that readiness up, maybe a new way of doing things, but it's really concerning to me. General, again, have you looked at, I know we have an issue with tankers. Have you looked at commercial options for supplanting your tanker fleet?
Congressman, there is a couple of commercial contracts, commercial carriers that are doing air refueling today that supplement the team, and that's funded by the user. And so, yes, sir, there are a couple of commercial companies providing air refueling services today.
All right, fair enough, and my time is up, and I yield back.
Thank you. Mr. Sorensen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome to all of our witnesses who are joining us here today. I'd like to thank General Leneve, General Lamontagne, and General Bratton for taking the time to speak with me ahead of this hearing. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with all of you, the Rock Island Arsenal, the weather, and space are, as you all probably know, my favorite topics. But I did want to talk about a serious thing today. The Army is currently using management-directed reassignments to move thousands of civilian employees across functions and locations across the country. Many of these employees are my neighbors who work at the Rock Island Arsenal. Many are veterans who have worked at Rock Island for 15, 20, and 30 years. A lot of them have been working at Joint Munitions Command, the exact folks that we need who know how to scale up munitions production in desperate times, and it seems appropriate for the time that we are in now. General Leneve, I'm thankful that before our committee meeting here today, you mentioned an upcoming visit to the Rock Island Arsenal, and I hope to stand beside you when you are there. Could you help me understand a little bit about why the Army is executing a command matching program, how you identify positions affected, and the timeline for completion, especially with such an active theater in Iran?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the question, and I do look forward to going back to Rock Island and going with you. Sure. What we're trying to do is match holes across our workforce with the talent that needs to be maintained across all of our sites, whether it's in the industrial base or it's in our headquarters, to try to match where the holes are. We got about 5,000 to 6,000 across the workforce that we're working on doing this. We're trying to look as hard as we can at matching skills and attributes and experience to fill these holes. I know it is I mean, we're dealing with people and their lives, and we're trying to do it with the biggest care that we possibly can in order to sustain the workforce for the long term. And, you know, as we scale, you know, we hope to scale, we want to have the most optimized workforce there to be able to do it. But it's not just done in a vacuum, sir. You know, we're looking at you know, the skills and attributes that we're trying to plug, and we're trying to do it with much care. There's been some reports out there that people are being told to move without any compensation. It's not true. Anything over 50 miles are being, there's a compensation package associated with it. So we're trying to think through this, and we're trying to get it accomplished, you know, in a relatively quick manner.
And I appreciate that diligence. But in the past 10 days, I have met with many folks who, many of them have done their service in the military, but then they put roots down in the community for decades. And some of them come to me and they say, Eric, I have done what was right here. I have a perfect record. There is no one anywhere that does the work that I'm doing. So why am I surplused? And now they're given 5 days to decide to uproot families or they'll be terminated. Well, I'll tell you, most people spend more than 5 days to figure out which used car to buy or which dishwasher to get. So how on earth do we think that this helps us meet a mission? Cutting people at Joint Munitions Command? When we're going through munitions like water, it feels so short-sighted, but it's not just me saying it. The folks at Rock Island Arsenal, they feel like they've been sucker punched. So why are they given 5 days to make the decision?
Yes, sir. There was a longer time that we've been working through the process. So it wasn't just a dropped on at the last moment. You know, you have 5 days to make this decision. They've known that they've been going through the process for a while now across all of our commands. Now, there is a window for them to make a decision, do they want to move or not, so we can plug the holes and move
Is this
forward.
something that we can fix to take care of them? I mean, and not to cut you off, but when Secretary Driscoll came to Rock Island Arsenal, we ended the visit with a handshake and a smile, and he said, let me know what you need. And I need certainty, but across the entire workforce, whether that's Picatinny, Detroit, or Rock Island, we deserve answers. And most importantly, it's the support. There are 6